Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be playing Roblox while I talk about creepypastas. And so basically I'm just voicing over the videos of me playing Roblox, but I have pictures and stuff put up of the creepypastas and stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start out with the most famous one, Slender Man. Slender Man is a creepypasta that years ago was a very popular thing. A lot of people who were probably my age when I was looking at this stuff was fearing him. I mean, when I was 6, I thought he was gonna come get me, but obviously he didn't, because I am here years later. So yeah, he is the most famous, and I'm gonna talk about his backstory. So, Slender Man is obviously fictional. I'm hoping anybody who's watching this knows that. But he originated as a meme on the internet in 2009. That's the year I was born. But he is 6 to 14 feet tall. I know, that's really tall. What I'm looking at, it doesn't really say anything specific. So, 6 to 14 feet tall, and the effects he has on you don't seem very fun. And the effects are a rapid onset of paranoia. There's delusions accompanied by nosebleeds and lots of nightmares. So I don't think anybody would want that. But I guess just don't go into the forest at night, which, go do that. Go camping or something. But I mean, be safe, even though Slender Man is fake. And we're going to go ahead and get to the next story because, yeah, Slender Man don't have much of a story, I'd say. But before I do get on to the next creepypasta, there was something that happened with Slender Man. These two 12-year-old girls, okay, so this is like a crime case or whatever, but they stabbed their own friend, and I'm pretty sure the girl survived. But they stabbed their own friend, which is really messed up, and they were saying they need to prove that Slender Man is real. I know, this is pretty crazy, but I don't know why they did it, honestly. I'm not going to talk much about it, so just, you could search it up if you haven't heard the story. But yeah, I'm going to get on to the next one. Jeff the Killer. He was one of a few creepypastas that originated with a picture, along with Slender Man, the Rake, and some others. He was also first introduced in 2008 on the website Newgrounds by the user Killer Jeff. Now I'm going to talk about his tragic past. And I don't really believe that he's actually a bad guy because he's mentally insane. So, let's talk about how. So, Jeff the Killer is 13 years old. This happened when he was 13, of course. He moved into a new neighborhood. He didn't really seem to like it. And one day, he was getting on the bus with his little brother to go to school, and some gang members, that were around their age too, they were going to the bus too, and they started just making fun of them and stuff. And there was a lot going on. Then they started to get into a fight, and Jeff wanted to protect his little brother, so he pulled out a knife that he had for protection. And the people were very angry, the gang members, so they got onto the bus. But later on, the police were called, and Jeff's dad came up to him in the house because the police were there. They were like, hey, they were angry, They're like, why would you do this? And Jeff was telling his parents the story, and his parents didn't really seem to believe him. And so he was going to be taken away to jail. And then Jeff's little brother stepped in and said, hey, I did it. Take me. It's my fault. And Jeff was like, well, no, I can't let this happen to you. But his brother decided to just take the blame for it, and so his brother went to jail instead of him. So later on in the story, one of their neighbors they had like a birthday party, and Jeff didn't want to go. Jeff hasn't been in such a very good mood since his little brother got taken to jail for something he did. He felt really guilty about it. And his mom made him go anyways, so he was at the party. He was being nice to the kids because they were like little kids, and Jeff was, just doing whatever. He's just hanging around. And then those same like bullies, the gang members, jumped the fence, and they wanted to get like revenge on him, so they threw gasoline on him, which caused him to have it all over his like face and stuff. And then they lit him on fire. He had to go to the hospital, of course. He was rushed to the hospital, and he was in a coma, I think. Or I think that's how it went. And then when he woke up, he was not the same. He was like saying he loved how his face looked, and obviously his face had burns all over it. The burns were really, really bad. His face was completely different, and he said he wanted to smile forever since he was so happy. And so he slit his mouth, like, and cut his face, like, really, really wide. Also, there's someone here who looks like me. Interesting, same hair. But anyways, I'm going to get back to the story. So, then, because of everything that happened, like, getting burnt and stuff, I guess it just really messed with his head, and he became mentally insane. So, he one night got out, and then he went into somebody's house, and then he wrote in blood on the walls. Like, I think he first killed the parents, then went into the child's room and wrote on the walls, "Go to sleep," with blood. And the child, I don't remember what happened, but yeah, the kid died. He killed the kid. So, that's his story. I don't think he ever got caught. Well, obviously, but it's just a creepypasta. It's not real, but it is an interesting story. And it's honestly, I'm sorry. I'm mixing my words up right now. It's honestly really, really sad what happened to him. I feel bad. And, yeah, that's Jeff's story. He also killed his own parents. I forgot to mention that. He killed his own parents. But I'm going to get on to the next story. So, let's go. Now, I'm going to be talking about the rake. And its picture is actually really creepy, I think. And to be honest, I kind of think they're kind of like skinwalkers. Besides, they can't turn into anything. They are just what they are. There's also not much to it besides fake stories online, because the rake is obviously fake. The rake is fake. So, I am going to be telling the most popular story. And also about these creepypastas, the story I'm telling, I'm sorry if there's like anything wrong I say or something different, because we all might have heard different things about it. So, don't get mad over it. And now, I'm going to tell the most popular story that I've heard. So, let's get started. This woman, she had a husband and a daughter. And her daughter was saying that she always saw this creepy thing. That the daughter was a little girl, by the way, like little. She was still just a little kid. So, they just thought she was making it up. And they're like, well, this rake thing can't be real. She's just probably imagining things. She's a little kid. So one night, the mother and the father were sleeping in the bed, and this woman, she wakes up, and her husband was awake too. It was dark. They see this thing sitting on the edge of their bed. Also, I forgot to mention, the daughter was having nightmares about this thing. They also just thought it was just that in her imagination. So, they wake up to see this thing sitting on their bed. They didn't know what it was, especially since it was dark in their room. They thought it was some kind of hurt hairless dog or something because the way it was hunched over. So they wanted to help it. They felt bad. And when they tried to move closer, it jumped off the bed and ran away. And then it led them to the daughter's room, and it kind of like grinned or smirked. Then it ran out the house. They go into their daughter's room. There's blood everywhere, and the daughter is like, I can't remember. She's either dead, almost dead. I think almost dead. So the mother stays home, and the husband rushes the daughter to the hospital, but on their way, they both die because he gets in a wreck. I don't know how, but he crashes the car, and they are both dead. So this woman just lost her husband and her daughter. It is very sad, and ever since then, she's had nightmares about the rake. And it's not coming for her. It don't need to. It's already ruined her life in this way. It took her daughter and her husband. So she's already had enough taken away from her, and it's just going to stay in her nightmares to make her even more miserable. She looked up things online and saw that other people had the same things going on, but no one would believe them. It took their family and stuff, and they're all just miserable. This woman is miserable. And honestly, I think just about anybody would be, to be honest. And that is the most popular story of the rake. I'm going to get on to the next creepypasta now. Now we have Smile Dog. Smile Dog was one of those things, like where you blackmail somebody kind of, but, you know, it's like it was the one that said, send this to this amount of people, or Smile Dog will get you or whatever, but it would say he would drive you insane, so you would have hallucinations. You would always see Smile Dog, which obviously not really, but it would say he would drive you insane. You would see all these illusions and stuff, and he would come and get you, or it would just be like the illusions, and you'd go so insane that that's how he'd kill you. You would die from going insane. Yeah, okay, so a lot of people, this actually scared a lot of people. I don't know how, because obviously the chainmail things are fake, which I don't know how you could think they're real, because there's so many of them that it's obvious it's fake. But a lot of people were thinking this is real, and it scared a lot of people. When I was little, actually, and I was seeing this stuff, I thought it was real. Little kids are dumb. But yeah, Smile Dog. He is creepy looking now. I wouldn't say that he's not, but he's obviously fake. And there's not really much to him, but his story was, if you don't send this to however amount of people, you will start hallucinating and you'll go insane and you'll die. That's how this one is. There's not much about it really, but I was looking on Google. I was searching up stuff about Smile Dog, and this one thing popped up. Can dogs smell fear? And it said, yes, dogs can smell your fear. Okay, so I guess Smile Dog can too. But that is all for Smile Dog. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. In the post, Snuff Bomb shares a story of a 5-year-old boy who tells his mom about the encounters he's had with Laughing Jack. And his mom just takes it as an imaginary friend. She thinks he just has like an imaginary friend. She thinks this is normal. She has no idea what's going on, obviously, because he's a 5-year-old boy. She's not just going to think that this is actually going on. And he described Laughing Jack as a clown with long hair, a long pointy cone nose, and baggy pants with stripy socks. Now that's how he describes Laughing Jack. The original story is told in first-person perspective by James's mother, who she thought he was just having an imaginary friend and thought it was just a phase until she started having nightmares that was filled with creepy carnival imagery, and everything was just so eerie. In the dream, she would go around to these empty tents. There would be stuffed animals hanging from nooses, and she would find dead, mutilated children. I think I'm saying that word wrong. Okay, it's whatever. But she would find all this stuff, and the nightmares would increase. And also, strange things were going on around the house, which raised suspicion and fear to the mother when one night they wake up to find their dead dog hanging upside down in the kitchen. And they called the cops, obviously, and they said that whoever must have killed the dog must have already been in the house, which is creepy. And every time something weird would go on around the house, James, the little 5-year-old boy, would attribute it to Laughing Jack. But also, I forgot to mention that in the nightmares that the mother would have, the whole entire time while she was going through this dream, there would be a song called Pop Goes the Weasel playing from a Jack in the Box. Yeah, she would just say that it was really eerie. And then all that happened, and one night she heard laughing or some creepy sound. I'm pretty sure it was laughing coming from James's room, like creepy laughing. The mother goes into James's room to find James like nailed to a wall and his chest cut open with organs hanging out. And then suddenly, Laughing Jack appears in front of him. And in an attempt to kill Laughing Jack, the mother lunges towards him with a knife, and only to be stabbing her own son to death, and Laughing Jack was disappearing. So then, later on, the police catch her, and she gets arrested, and she's tried for insanity. So, I'm guessing the story is she went insane, and maybe Laughing Jack wasn't a real thing, or maybe it was, but also made her insane, and he disappeared, and she killed her own son. Either way, this whole story is crazy. No matter what was going on, the story is crazy, and it's sad. But apparently, something I read online was explaining, I think it was like the fan Wikipedia or whatever, for creepypastas. It was explaining that he will brutally kill children and stuff them with candy. I know that doesn't sound very great, but Laughing Jack is not a good person. I don't even think he's a person, to be honest. But that is a story of Laughing Jack. Now I'm going to go on to the next one. So Herobrine is a Minecraft creepypasta. Now I love Minecraft. I love gaming in general. I do a lot of that. But Herobrine, people were saying that they would see him in Minecraft mainly at late hours at the night, like 3 a.m. and stuff. And there was a lot of people that were saying this, I'm guessing just to scare other people, or what if they really were. But the thing is, Herobrine, so there's not much to him. He's just like a little thing people made up, but there is not much about him, and he does not actually exist. He is not in the game. He just don't exist. So he's just a creepypasta that people were making to scare others, which I would say that's what every creepypasta is, to scare people. But yeah, hopefully I never see him while playing, which most likely won't because he doesn't exist. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the next one. So Momo was a creepypasta that I find similar to the Blue Whale Challenge. But this one's probably, well, actually, yeah, they're both very horrible. And so basically, this was mainly targeted towards young children. And you'd get a message on, I'm not sure if everyone did or people, I'm not sure what happened. This definitely didn't happen to me. But you get a message on WhatsApp, which is a very popular messaging app. And it would be this thing called Momo, and it'd be the Momo Challenge. And it would get kids to, like, harm themselves, harm animals, harm others, or, like, just, mainly animals and themselves. So, basically, they'd get threatened that if they would tell anyone, and, if they didn't do it, their family would be killed, which kind of like the Blue Whale Challenge, but I might not get into that today because there's a lot more, I feel like, to the Blue Whale Challenge. But basically, the Momo, it was like actually a statue. The statue is real. It was created by, I'm not sure, it was created in Japan, and that person, the person who created it, obviously didn't mean for the whole Momo challenge to happen. It was just like a horror sculpture, or I'm not even sure if it was meant to be scary, but kind of is scary. It's also a mama bird thing, which I think you could kind of tell. It's built like a bird, and it's a girl. It has hair. It's a mama bird. Yeah. But a lot of kids, they were not liking it. No. Actually, and I remember when I was little and I would see stuff about it, I was scared. I was like, oh no, what if Momo gets me? But obviously that did not happen. I'm still here right now. And I'm wondering if this stuff actually did happen. I need to do more research on it. But that's going to be all for today. If you want me to post any more, like, if you want me to make more videos on creepypastas or, like, really creepy stories and stuff, just comment down below and comment down your favorite creepypasta or the one that scares you the most. Or you could comment both. But yeah, that's going to be all for today. Bye.